bringing you great music for the community on IPL Radio.
Hello, guys.
Good morning, good morning. It's been a little break. We've had a lovely time catching up with family and friends, doing all the things that you do in the holiday period. How was yours, Jack?
It was pretty good. Of course, our two shows align with Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
Yeah, of course
Day
they
of
did.
family and the day of recovery.
Yes. So we skipped out on that. And decided it would probably be best not to subject people to the state that we would probably be in
Yep.
On those days.
It's funny
So-
because New Year's Day, I woke up after our show on that red couch.
What, on that one?
Yep, that red
That
couch right
dusty,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
Actually, it's not looking too dusty. Someone's been in here and cleaned.
Yeah, probably Dad. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bless him. Okay, so for
We
our
actually-
first one back, what were you going to say?
We have a guest.
We have a
today.
guest. That's what I was going to say.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Copycat.
never mind. Okay, go.
No, you go.
You do it.
No, you
No,
go.
you go.
No.
No. All right. Good morning. Tell us who you are, why you're here, what can we expect from this interview?
Hi guys, how you going? Happy to be here. My name's Danny, and I'm here today to talk about our show. And the name of the show is Deafinite Connection. So it's spelled Deafinite.
I see what you did there.
Play on words there.
So I'm guessing that this is a show around, to do with the deaf experience. Yeah?
Correct. Yeah.
Cool.
Helping people with deaf awareness. Yeah, predominantly. And it's not actually my show. I'm one of the cast members, but Peter Blocky, who's our director, has asked me to come in today because he couldn't be here. So I'm going to do some things on his
why?
behalf. I think he's got other commitments today. So
We're being blown off.
We're being blown off. It's not like we made this
Fine.
interview yesterday.
God, all right. Well, we're happy to have you instead.
Yeah.
thank you, appreciate that.
Well, I mean, I haven't met Peter Blocky yet.
No.
So, I mean, he might be terrible. What's he like as a director?
Actually, he's great. Yeah, really
Yeah?
good. Yeah.
All right, good. And so you've been working on this show for how long?
We've been, let me see, probably 6 to 10 weeks maybe now. Not very long, but yeah, we're getting there.
And so not ready yet. You'll be ready in time for when Fringe opens. Is that the
Yes,
goal?
well, we're ready January 15th and January 22nd, both performance dates.
Oh, that's not long. That's
no,
not far away.
away, about
No,
just over a
8
week.
days, yeah.
So if anybody would like to get tickets, they can go to fringeworld.com.au and look up Definite Connection. on there.
Definite Connection.
Yeah.
Spelt DAF. Right. Is there a hyphen in there? Are you doing
No,
that?
just really like,
One word.
yeah.
Great. That sounds very cool. Is it your first Fringe show?
Yes, my first Fringe show. I have been involved in other deaf theatre in the past and a little bit of drumming, samba drumming, that sort of stuff. So not new to that particularly, but yeah, first show for Fringe.
All right. That's a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something I'm really passionate about. So yeah, excited as well. Bit of a nervous energy going on.
Very cool. And so what got you invested in this cause?
I think, well, my background is deaf education, and I've done a little bit of disability support for many years. So I think I've always had, that passion for being able to support deaf people and the culture and the language.
Great. So obviously you know Auslan, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a fluent Auslan user, and so am all of the cast as well.
Cool. Great. There's different styles of sign language. Do you speak any others?
I don't, sad enough to say. They do differ country to country and sometimes state to state a little bit as well. So
Right. So there's
There you go.
dialects, really.
yeah,
in a way.
yeah, they change often locally according to like area as well,
Really?
names and stuff. Yeah, depending on what signs they've used for that area, and oftentimes language will move with the times, so they'll be updated. signs for different things, like when the internet came in and
Sure, of
Zoom and Google and
Yeah.
you have to make new things for that sort of thing.
How would you go signing email addresses? That seemed, well, no, it wouldn't be a long, it's sort of drawn out though, isn't it? If you've got a particularly long email address, how do you sign underscore? Do you know?
Oh, maybe underscore in there. I never actually had to do that one.
But that
email
looks to me like-
addresses mostly with like finger spelling, so the alphabet.
Well, if this goes well, do you think Peter wants to take this on a tour?
I'm not really sure the answer to that question. I know he has some interest that way because I think Fringe has got a meeting coming up about how to, so that could be a possibility, but that would depend on how the performance goes, I would say.
That's very cool. That's exciting. Would that lead on to a new career for you? Maybe
It might.
up stakes and just become a traveling performer, be a gypsy.
It's a nice thought. I have done stuff overseas in the past. We did a tour for our drumming in New Zealand, so I have done some of that. Just not in that arena, but it's a nice thought.
Okay. Okay. Good. So you're not. Yeah. You're aware. You're familiar with the trials and tribulations of being a touring act, the hotels that you stay in, and
it can be diabolical sometimes. There's always different problems that arise, but you just got to roll with the punch when you're in a group. You tend to sort of bond together like a bit of a family, so that's helpful. Often work stuff out together.
Rolling with the punches, I suppose, it reflects perhaps maybe Peter's journey. Part of it, he became deaf, or was he born deaf?
Well, Peter was actually born profoundly deaf in Harvey.
I see.
In Western Australia. So he grew up in an all-hearing family and he's got 4 brothers. So he actually didn't learn Auslan until he was about 11. So I think he tried speech and hearing, but that didn't really work for him. So it was quite difficult, I think, for him as an artist to sort of navigate a hearing world at the start.
Mm-hmm.
But as technology has moved forward with phones and computers and email, I think, that does make things a little bit easier, even as far as, years ago they'd have to go to the house, knock on the door, and if the person's not home, that could take, hours, come back the next day, the next week, however long it takes to get the message through. Now with SMS, you can email somebody and it's a lot quicker than it used to be, so the connection's a lot better. So he's put these songs together and his poems, so he's realised that he could have this artistic dream and he's sort of put that into practice. And there's a comment that he's got in here and it says, and I'll quote Peter, it says, "When I was 11, I saw people using Auslan for the first time, and because I was small back then, it seemed big to me. And as I grew up, I realised how small it really was."
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's interesting, even though we're in a big hearing world, so to speak, sometimes the connection can still be small or the awareness can be a problem sometimes.
True. It's not something that we are introduced to necessarily through our formal education or anything like that. I mean, most people don't have exposure to those with hearing disabilities. Do you know the stats on, how many people we have with hearing disabilities in this state? That sort of thing?
I don't, but I do know that there is a local deaf school in Perth, and we have a lot of deaf students up there. But I think that is true with often people are not exposed to Auslan or any deaf people in the community, and like anything, people can get a little bit apprehensive or a bit scared of how they approach that.
Sure, the unknown.
And you can often see that in people's reaction, which always seems to amuse me a little bit because I'm so used to my friends and how, we use language with them, and to me that's just normal.
That's it. And once you normalize something, it's a great way to, just understanding someone else's journey, their footsteps, stepping into it.
Yeah.
And learning the language is probably the first step to doing that, because then you can properly communicate with these people who are people. They're quite ordinary people with a superpower.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like as little as the alphabet, you could have a conversation. It might be slow to start with, but you could use that. Pen and paper, you can have a conversation.
There's always that.
Very basic. Your phone, if you want to type on there. So, have a go, I would say. If you
that's
see
how we used
somebody,
to
say
argue.
hello. They're not going to bite. And, and if there's somewhere that you'd like to go and learn Auslan, you can go down to Central TAFE, or you can go to Access Plus in Perth. There's available places to go and learn basic Auslan.
It'd be great if they were subsidised, these courses. I don't know if they are or not. I think, just as an initiative, it would be really cool to have the government sort of say, hey, look, we'd like the community as a whole to be a bit more inclusive. It would be nice.
Yeah. I think they used to be for students, but I think maybe not so much anymore, unfortunately. Even for like people who are trained to be interpreters. Yeah, the government used to support, but
so it takes special people like yourself to take the initiative and go and put themselves out there and sort of make the connection. Reach out to build this. How did you and Peter meet?
I actually met Peter through Deaf Blind Camp, actually. That was the first time. I have seen him like around in the community before, but a friend of mine who does a lot of stuff as a director sort of encouraged me to come down and be involved in this project with Peter.
That's cool. So this show, you said it's an amalgamation of sorts. It's multimedia, multidisciplinary. There's performance, there's music. There's a lot going on. How would you liken it to other shows at Fringe? Is it, cabaret? I imagine it's kid friendly.
I think they've got they might have a PG rating on it. I think it's really different from a lot of the shows that they do at Fringe, because a lot of them, some of them are comedy, some of them a little bit raunchy.
It can be, yes.
Yeah, some of them are sort of different that way. I think ours is directed more at deaf awareness, so it has, I think, a good backing, a good cause behind it, which can be applicable for businesses might want to bring their staff down and have a look, and they can learn something from that, or anyone really, that they can come and have a look and see what they can get out of the show.
That's an interesting angle. Businesses learning something, using it as a training platform for their staff. Never heard of that. What a great idea. You can't imagine, the local Target team going down and saying, right, we're going on an excursion to a burlesque show. It's going to teach you how to interact with who? I don't
Exactly.
I don't know.
A bit different.
But it is always great when you can see something, be entertained, and also take something away from it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to justify the cost.
Yeah, and I think it's unique in that way. Like, because it's his personal experience, Peter's story, I think we can all learn something from other people's, experiences.
Absolutely. So a kind of biographical.
Yeah,
there,
biography, and set to music. Yeah, so
sounds amazing.
Fun.
Really good. So speaking of price, how much are tickets?
$20 a ticket.
Reasonable.
Yeah, good price.
Yep.
So like I said before, fringeworld.com.au. Look up Deafinite Connection for tickets.
Very cool. And look, I think it sounds amazing. Jack, are you going to go? Are you sold?
I actually find it very interesting. I'll have a look and see if my mum will buy me a ticket.
Well, you're all welcome to come down. And
Awesome.
encourage everybody too.
Yeah. Is that a friends and family discount or no? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they do like 2 for 1 somewhere in there. So yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's always that last minute ticks thing. You know the
they
one?
do. Yeah, I think they do as it gets closer to the end, like towards the show time, I think.
Yeah. So if you're just hanging around in the cultural centre and just keep looking on your phone, what's got a few tickets left, you can usually get in there for minimal, a couple of bucks. Or the other trick is get yourself registered as a Fringe show, and then you get an artist pass.
That's true.
And you're allowed to just walk into other
You've done
shows.
this before, haven't you?
Yes.
Been
Yes,
there,
I
done it.
have. Now, my ticket sales may not have gone very well. However, the money I saved on buying tickets to see other shows and supporting friends and family, wasn't completely selfish. I think I came out on top.
Yeah.
So maybe, and look, I entertained a few people. I hope.
That's my thing.
Um,
Yeah. I just thought to say, it's a beautiful cultural language and it's very visual, and I'd love people to come and enjoy
You know what
that.
I love? I love the emergence of the really ecstatic interpreters that we get next to politicians
Yeah.
nowadays. I love the way that
a lot
they.
of wonderful interpreters
Yeah,
in
no,
Australia.
the politicians are trying to be straight faced
Yeah.
and being very serious, and the guy next to him is just
Yeah.
losing his mind. This is an emergency.
Yeah.
Ah!
They're
It's
trying to
very
match
funny.
the expression to the person who's talking usually. So, they got to. So if they're angry, they got to be angry. If they're sad, they got to be sad.
Yeah.
It's the lady who does Mark McGowan. Sometimes it just looks like she's doing gang signs. It's actually really funny. It's like on TikTok. I've seen her on TikTok, and it's like not Mark McGowan talking about something important, and she's in the back there talking gang signs.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
She's so funny.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you're translating, people get you in positions that don't look so good.
Oh, really? Oh,
no,
no.
just photos because you're moving all the time. So But
It's
way it goes.
it's very kind of Italian, isn't it?
Very
Speaking with
expressive.
your whole body and your expressions and stuff like that. You've got to develop I think it's called a plastic face. Have you heard of that expression?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so you're just
movable.
able to, do your expressions
Because
really
they use a lot
wide.
of like gestures in sign language. But that was actually the first thing that actually.
Rude words.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say that was the first thing that actually drew me to sign language. I saw somebody doing a sign song, and it was just emotionally just beautiful. So that moved me to want to go and learn.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, really nice.
That's great. So we know the name of the show. We know the name of the person who started it, and and people can get tickets through Fringe. What is it?
Definite Connection.
Definite Connections.
So fringeworld.com.au.
Definite Connection.
Definite Connection. Yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you for coming, Danielle.
No worries. I enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
We will go to a song. So, would you like to say the song?
Song and ads. What are we doing? Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.
Damn
should have guessed.
Straight. Yep. My favourite song. All right. This is Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.